Hello everyone, this is Pilpoh. Welcome back to Star Technology. Now, I have done an update since the last episode. You'll notice that the shaders look a bit different as well. I quite like the new shaders in some respects. We'll talk about that in a bit, but yeah. A few updates have happened to the pack, so we're going to go over that in this video. I've also done a ridiculous amount in this video, so as you could probably tell, I've tidied up a bit. I've started using, where is it? Let's have a look over here. Started using the igneous extruders. I've made all of the multi-blocks. I've made a vacuum freezer. I've made an extra EBF. I've got nichrome coils now. I've got a second multi-smelter. The second multi-smelter is an electric furnace. This one is still an alloy smelter. I've stopped using this over here. I've figured out how this works over here, thanks to you guys. So we've got, like, you know, the different circuit settings and stuff. These things are amazing, by the way. Ignore me on my last episode. I did not know what I was talking about. I didn't realize the impact that these large machines would have. Especially when I made that video, I did not even think about the perfect overclocking. I'm not even doing it yet, but I already see the benefit of using perfect overclocking for these. I made a vacuum freezer because you need it for nichrome, which is what the coils are made of over here. And the second EBF over here has got, well, we needed two, I think. I've just decided we needed two. So that's why we've got a second one over here. I've changed all the recipes in this as well. So they use the old ingredient buffer method. I learned about this from Mr. T, actually. Mr. T told me about this. I have, like, expanded it over the years, but originally Mr. T was like, just use an ingredient buffer. And this is how I've always set it up. Now, I've got two different ways of doing it right here. The way this works, if you didn't know, is you put all of your ingredients and stuff, or all of your patterns, sorry, in the pattern provider, which puts all of the stuff into the ingredient buffer. Now, the ingredient buffer is, I think it's from Extended. It is from Extended AE, yeah. And it can take items, fluids, gases. Well, in this case, it's not gases because GregTech doesn't really have gases. They have fluids, and they both act the same. But yeah, so it can take, like, all of the nitrogen that you need and the dust that you need into this. So what you do then, it's probably easier to show you an example on this one over here. So if I grab, I don't know, what's something that needs EBF'd? Tumbager? I remember this. Yeah. So if we put this in here, what will happen? This is turned on. It hasn't turned on because this is actually on program 2, meaning that it's waiting for some nitrogen, right? So what we can do is, let's pretend like we just got the Tumbager. It went into the ingredient buffer. The item pipe right here will pull out only items, right? Won't pull out any fluids or anything. And it pulls that one out and puts it into the input bus. And the bus can only take items as well. So in this case, the Tumbager goes in here, the dust, and then goes straight into the input. Now, if we were to, for example, let me go get a bucket of nitrogen, right? So nitrogen. Oh, we actually might need to reset up our whole thing to get nitrogen back. But the way we do this is we pop it in, like, not like that, like this. And you can see that took out all of the nitrogen using the fluid pipe and put it in the input hatch. This is now happily just chugging away. Going to make us some hot Tumbager. Now, when it's done, it will go into the output hatch, which is right here. Now, you might have just seen it blip up in Whaler at the top there. But it went into the output hatch, which is right here. And then I've got a pipe which is pulling from that output hatch straight back into the extended pattern provider. So it goes into this return inventory. So if we have a look in our system, we do hot. There you go. There's our hot Tumbager. Now, I am just going to quickly just chuck that in the input bus over here. Although, saying that, if I look in here, it's Tumbager, isn't it? Tumbager, yeah. Tumbager, by the way, is used to make this casing, which is used to make the, I think it's the centrifuge down here, right? Let's have a look. Yeah, large centrifuge. So, yeah, that's why we've got that. It's not used for anything else. We don't actually need it anymore, if I'm honest, unless we want to make a second large centrifuge, but I don't think we need to do that. So if I say, get us the ingot now, what will happen is it will activate this thing over here, which is going to cool down the hot tumbaga ingot and give us a tumbaga ingot. And there we go. And that gets put into the system again. This one works in the exact same way. Ignore the rest of this stuff around here. It's because the bender's in the way, basically. But everything gets put into the ingredient buffer and then put into the relevant, either the fluid or the item, like, part of the machine, right? So that's how that one works. I'm actually doing the same thing over here on the centrifuge. So you got this one right here, right? Seawater produces salt water, crushed saltpeter ore, and crushed rock salt ore. So that's actually producing, if you put some salt water in here, which is a fluid, so that goes into this, which then goes into here. That then outputs some, what was it again? Sorry, it was salt water. So we get salt water in here, which then goes back into our pattern provider. And it gets the 2 rock salts or whatever it is that come in here, which then also get pulled out and put back into our return inventory here. So using the buffer is actually really, really useful. Now, I will say right here, tumbaga casing, I put one there because otherwise this could potentially try and put it into one of the input buses. And I am aware that you can use multiple, or you can basically fill the rest of, like, this one over here, the Kovar, for example. I can make that Kovar. I can make those ones are Kovar, but I can make this one Kovar. All of these I can make Kovar, but the ULV input buses are cheaper than the Kovar casing, right? So in my eyes, using the input buses instead of the Kovar is a good idea because it means that we can instantly make these, basically, whereas it takes a little while to make the Kovar casing. You do need at least 5, and they do come in packs of 2, meaning that you're going to need 6, basically. So I think I've got 6 when it comes to this one. If I do this, it says 6 blocks, right? There's a few around here, right? So that one's it. That one's it. I specifically put one of the casings right here next to the lapidary. And I'll tell you why. I had an input bus right here on my macerator. And because this is an inventory, technically, the macerator just ate all of the diamonds out of my lapidary and gave me like a ridiculous amount of diamond dust before I noticed. Yeah, we got like 157. Damn it. Ugh. Anyway, right over here, we've got the mixer. And right there, I've got option 4, option 3. So, speaking of tumbaga, there it is. So, if we have a look at the recipe for this, if we go into the mixer, it needs option 4. And it needs copper dust, gold dust, and silver dust. Now, I actually completely ripped this down and rebuilt it recently twice. Because, first off, I set it up exactly how I've got it set up right now. So, as in, this one is an option 4 recipe. So, it's up against the option 4 input bus. That didn't work for me for ages until someone in the comments pointed out that there's this little button right here says distinct bus. Yes or no. So, I've stuck it on yes. That means that it sees anything that goes into here as distinct to itself. Don't look elsewhere. Don't look at any of the other circuit settings on anything else in this entire build. Just look at this one thing, which is perfect. It's exactly what we wanted. So now if I were to order some tumbaga dust, and I'm actually going to do that just to show you. What used to happen is because I had an option 3 and an option 1. I'll tell you what, I'll bookmark that one. And then I'll go to, I've got them down here actually. So if we have a look at Electrum and we go to the mixer, option 1, it will take the silver and the gold. So if we have a look at the tumbaga again, you got gold and silver, right? It will take those two and it will just make us some Electrum. It won't make us the tumbaga. It will make us Electrum. And it will make us some rose gold because it's got some copper and it's got some gold. Because we've got an option 3 enabled. But with that one simple tick that you've got right there, it means that we can make Tumbaga whilst we make some rose gold. So if I do that, actually, rose gold, let's make some rose gold, and I'll do Tumbaga as well. We have a look over here. Oh, it's probably done with the rose gold. Yeah, there you go. And now it's making the Tumbaga. Rose gold, by the way, is option 3. So we, yeah, probably should have done that 1 second. I can do it again, actually. Rose gold. Go. So you can see that one's got stuff in it. Right there. But it didn't make the flipping Tumbaga. Oh, no, the other stuff. The rose gold from the Tumbaga ingredients. Which is so nice. It's genuinely amazing. The reason I'm happy to do that, by the way, is because we can always take that and we can take the rose gold, for example. And we can put it in the centrifuge, which we've got down here. Input bus. There we go. So that's going to just separate all of those for us. And that's going to go into the input bus. So we can watch it right here. And then they get pulled out and put into the pattern provider again, right? So there we go. Working perfectly. Oh, yeah, we did quite a lot. I will say I completely finished watching Black Mirror season, whatever it is, the latest season of Black Mirror. And I completely finished watching Devil May Cry whilst I was doing all of this and figuring stuff out. And it's been about a week since the last episode, if not a bit longer. And that is purely because I recorded so many things at once and then released them. And yeah, I feel like I got a load of progress done in between. Now, I will say that this, I complained a lot last episode, didn't I? About the fact that I am losing viewers, let's say. But I really enjoy this pack. I really think it's like my cup of tea. Let's just say that. I really do like this pack. I might not be the best at like explaining everything that I'm doing. I do try. Let's just say that. I do try and explain everything that I'm doing. But I enjoy it, so I'm going to continue playing it. Let's just say that. I know a few people have said that they've dropped out already because it's kind of confusing and it's kind of hard to sort of follow along, let's say. But fingers crossed, I'll come to a point where a few people might find it really useful that I've done a few bits and bobs. So, yeah, I'm going to continue on. Let's just say that. It is a bit disheartening, though, every time I look at my views and they've dropped. But I completely get it. It just happens, basically, with YouTube. Especially with GregPacks. There's a few people out there that are ridiculously good at making Greg content. And I don't count myself as one of them just yet, but I would like to be. I would like to be. Let's just say that. Anyway, that is literally everything we did between episodes. Other than the fact that I made some more of these co-processors, and I made a 64K right there, and I made a 64K right here as well. And I popped them on here because I think it looks quite neat having that right there. Other than the fact that... No, that doesn't touch that. Okay, good. So yeah, there we go. Making progress. Making lots of progress, I'd say. So, the thing that I am going to try and do today is we're going to have to try and set up a distillery tower. That is the new thing that we need to do this this episode, at least. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. I might put it up here, if I'm honest. I should probably build somewhere for it, but I'll put it up here for now, and then we can always build something for it later. Anyway, I'll show you exactly what I mean by this. Have a look in here. I've already got it on the go. Distillery tower. Now, if we have a look at one of these. There you go. It looks like this, but you can go a lot higher than this. Now, we do need some clean stainless steel casing. Casing stainless. Now, I believe we need to do this. Now, I've got rutile set up here, and I've also got the SMD diode, right? Now, platinum is a bit later on. We need to get the shaldonite from the mixed ore mixture, or whatever it is. But we also need bauxite that comes from that as well. So, if I do shaldonite. There's no way to get it from here. It's really annoying that you have to like look through this and be like, oh, I don't understand where you get this from. But you can get it from this molten shaldonite ore, for example. And then you use the autoclave. And you get this, by the way, from the distillation tower on the molten ore mixture. But you do need an EV tower, which means we'll probably do an overclock on 2 HVs. Because if we want to get an EV, then we need titanium. And titanium, we also need this for, because it's got the ilmenite, and it's also got, where is it? This one here, sorry. The bauxite. So the ilmenite and bauxite, these two together will get us rutile, using some rutile. That one there, yeah, right there. So we get some carbon, rutile, and some chlorine. And that will get us some carbon monoxide, which is pretty bad for you. Make sure you've got your detectors in your house. We've just bought 2 new ones, but yeah. So carbon monoxide, but you also get this, titanium tetrachloride. And the titanium tetrachloride, if you put it in the electric blast furnace with some magnesium, you get yourself a hot titanium ingot. And you get some of this magnesium chloride dust, which I don't really know what you do with that. Okay, you can get a titanium back. So it takes 2 to give you 1, basically. Is that right? Yeah. Oh, no, you get both your magnesium back. I like that. That's really useful, actually. Very good, actually. Yeah, we'll definitely be converting, or I'll probably export all of my magnesium chloride dust back into our new big electrolyzer over there. That'd be good. So, yeah, that's how you get titanium. So, whatever we do, we need to set up one of these distillery towers, right? Now, I do have a autocraft for this, and it looks like the only thing left to do is it's making its microprocessor, whatever it's called, the big one. Thank you for everyone that commented about this, by the way. The travel anchors count as plascrete, so I could put it in the floor. Otherwise, I was going to put it above the floor, and it would just look a bit messy. So I'm glad that it's not right there. Obviously, we can use the travel staff to get in and out of here, so we can just go like zip, and then we can go zip to get back in, or maybe not, but yeah. So this one here is I'm making us some microprocessor controllers, or whatever they're called, supercomputers, those things. And when it's done, we should get ourselves a distillery tower. Eee, that is a quest. Love quests. That one right there. Perfect. Now, oh, it actually says it's got some words on this one. I like this. A very tall multi-block that allows you to distill one fluid into multiple others without having to choose, like the distillery. Now, we could technically make a distillery, right? But I think, for example, let's stick with Sheldonite, even though it's mainly the, what is it, ilmenite or bauxite that we need right now. But let's stick with Sheldonite because it is what it is, right? So we could technically, with a HV distillery, we could get ourselves some of the Sheldonite and molten or metal mixture dust if we wanted. But we lose out on every other thing that you can get from the molten mixture. If we have a look at the distillery tower, you get everything from this. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 7 output buses and 1, oh, sorry, not bus, output hatches, 1 output bus, and 1 input hatch. At least the LV input hatch, which I think is 16. We'll get rid of that right there. If a look, yeah, 16. So we could possibly go up to, do we go all the way up to MV? I think we probably should, right? And that'll get us 32. Yeah, we could do a 32, couldn't we? So, for the input at least. And then we can use the LVs for the output. I like that idea. Nice. Now, LV output. So, how many hatches do we need for this? I really should bookmark the thing that I was looking at. It was this, right? Molten ore mixture. So, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 7 of these output hatches. So, we've got 3, so let's get 4 more. What do you mean you don't have any input hatches? I know you don't. I want you to make those input hatches. Have I not got input hatch in this? Input. What? Oh. No. What? It should be in here. I've got a load of stuff that is supposed to be input. Now, this is going to be an issue. We've done an update. And I'm worried that a bunch of stuff has changed. Like a load of recipes. So if we come and have a look in here. That there is no longer a recipe. So we have to take that one out. That is no longer a recipe. Ooh, oh my goodness. A load of recipes have changed. I'm not a big fan of doing this, but we're going to have to take all of our recipes that we've got. Oh my giddy aunt. Look at these. Right, I'm just looking through now to try and find if there's any other recipes that are knackered. If not, there was only one recipe that I accidentally right-clicked on and made it go away. So I don't know what it is. It was in here, but a bunch of these recipes right here were knackered. So we just, like, fixed them up. So there we go. Cool. Okay, so I forget where we were. I think it was LV output hatch. So we need some LV output hatches, and we need 7 overall, so we need 4 of those. And you still say, oh, because I didn't do the hatch. That's the only one that I didn't do, was the hatch. That's funny as heck. LV hatch. Oh, there's the output hatch. Let's do the input hatch, which is the opposite, which is this one. There we go. I always like doing the input and then using like the screwdriver to turn it into the output when you're doing anything, because it just, I don't know, makes sense to me. I have found an issue, and it is a recipe that has changed, obviously. That is lumium glass. It's tempered glass, liquid lumium. If we have a look at lumium glass, which is this stuff. Yeah, it now needs a HV fluid solidifier. So we need a new fluid solidifier, which is kind of annoying because it wasn't like that before, was it? I'm worried though that have we got anything in here which is like lumium or anything? I don't think so. Everything changed. It's fine that it's changed. It's just like it's ruined like some of my automations. Let's just say that. So I'm gonna cancel my HV right there. HV upgrade kit. We are gonna have to make a fluid solidifier HV, and I'll probably have to go put it upstairs. That one should be fine, right? Tempered glass should be fine. So we're going to have to put it up in the clean room for now, because it's the only place I've got power. I was thinking maybe we should completely transform all of these over to HV. And then we should also... Yeah, I need to set back up my air collection and centrifuge thing that I had previously. Right, it's not actually going to take that long, but I'm actually going to take the dogs out. So I will be back in a bit. Alright, not going to lie, the dog is looking at me and everything, and we are going to go out. But before we do, I'm just going to quickly, like, slap together. Let's get one of these aluminium things. There you go. There you go, that you can hear the dog yawn right there. We are going to put that up here somewhere. So I'm going to put the gas collector right there. And it's option 1, I believe, isn't it? Gets a bunch of air. There we go. And then I can put this one right next to it. Did that work? Did I put it on there? I did. Nice. And this one we can just say output to the side, like that. And that's almost everything. I just need to put this on the side like that and tell it to... auto to the side? I wonder if it's going to put the oxygen or the hydrogen in. Or not hydrogen, nitrogen, sorry. Nitrogen. Cool. Okay, so we're going to have, yeah, we've got 64 of however long this is going to take. Right, it has been a little while, and we've got a decent amount right there of nitrogen. I can put that in the system like that. So, nitrogen. We've got a good amount right there. Nice. So, what was it? Clean. 53. I'll do 54. Just because. And I think we'd make 54 anyway, if we were going to do that. Go! It does need quite a lot of aluminium by the looks of it. Oh, no, sorry, the stainless steel. Probably should have set this one off before we went, but oh well. It only takes 9 seconds. That's pretty good. I could technically have split it. This is on option 1, by the way, but yeah. Right, we have got oxygen and hydrogen all coming back in. No, sorry, nitrogen. Flipping heck. Getting those two confused all the time now. Every 20 seconds, we get another, basically, 4 buckets of nitrogen, which is very good right there. I should probably go grab all of the nitrogen out of the system and put it back in. Now, I am getting oxygen from this, and this is pretty decent, to be fair. Like, 20 seconds, you get a bucket of oxygen. The amount of time that I've spent in this flipping game, honestly, let's have a look. Time played since is nearly 7 days, nearly a whole week I've been playing this game. Non-stop, that would be. That's mental, if you think about it. A whole week is how many 20 seconds? That's a lot of 20. I'm going to Google it. Right. So in 1 week, we would have got 30,240 buckets of oxygen. Just by leaving this on. And to be fair, we do AFK a little bit in this pack, if I'm honest. I will admit, though, between this episode and the next episode, don't expect there to be as much of a leap in the amount of progress that we've got, right? Because this was a combination of like a week worth of progress, let's say. I will say some of these things look very odd with the new like textures. I'm not sure why. That one's see-through. Do you see that? It's a steel frame, but it's a see-through steel frame. It's very strange. Anyway, that is currently making us a bunch more stainless steel, obviously. So, but we're getting there. We're slowly getting there. Now, I had a thought, actually. I just had a bit of a brainwave, let's say. Instead of doing what we're doing here, where we're pulling all of the fluids out and they're going into the interface, we will hook the interface up and everything. Instead of doing this, why don't we... Yeah, what we could do is we could just have fluid drawers that go... Oh, not fluid drawers. What are they called? The super tanks? The ones that I just used. If I hop down here... There we go. Thank you. We could use the super tanks and put those next to these, and they auto-output, right? So that could be a way of doing it. So we have, like, a load of super tanks. And then on the back of those, we could have some storage... what are they called? Storage buses? Yeah, we can have storage buses all down the back. That wouldn't be too bad, to be fair. Oh, we're finished. I think we got enough. I think it's hollow as well, by the way. If it's not hollow, then sucks to be me right now, but I think it is hollow. Yeah, so we can leave the one in the middle right there. I knew we made more of this stuff than we needed. There we go. Maintenance hatch. We'll take all of these things and then we can fix it. There you go. Oh, and it's doing its thing. 60 seconds. Flipping heck. And that is Eevee right there. It has to be Eevee, right? It seems to be working. It's a good sign, that. It's a very good sign. It's making all of the bits. Right, couple more seconds left. And there you go. You can see all of these things come in. And that's still going, by the way, because it's using all of the mortar mixture over there. Now, what the heck do we do with this stuff again? Like the Shroud Knight? We put it through an autoclave. And it needs to be a HV autoclave. Wait a minute. Autoclave. Large autoclave. This is the one that I didn't want to do because I didn't see any reason to do it. Means we don't have any silicon rubber. That's fine. We should definitely do this. Finally, we've got ourselves all of the... Yeah, there we go. I'm going to change this back to number 1 now, because that's the one I'm used to. We can change this back now, and I should have all of my silicon rubber casing. I just have to program this in. Now, what I ended up doing was I left everything the way it was over here. So, like, even the energy hatch and everything was just the way it was previously. And I am going to, if I put all of these on like this. Did not mean to do that, obviously. Oh, I have to... Oh, no, maintenance is still fine. That's good. I need one more. Oh, of course I do. Why do I need one more? That's annoying. Yeah, I I'm not going to do this thing because I forgot that I could just use the ULV. Okay. ULV input bus. Where is it? Input bus. Not going to lie, forgot I could do that. I literally talked about it a minute ago, didn't I? For you guys, it was a minute ago. For me, it was a little while ago, but there you go. That is the autoclave, and that is all ready, completely finished, and I've got all of the bits for it. All I need to do is put all the patterns in here. I moved all the patterns for the vacuum freezer over here. So this thing is now running perfectly fine as well. I think we should probably just export, right? Now, there's an easy way to do that. So we got an input, we got an output. Instead of using a pattern provider right here. Ooh, yeah, this is going to be spicy. I like this. Instead of using a pattern provider, we use an interface. I'll show you what I mean in a sec. I'm going to use the pipe wrench to pull all of the bits that we get from the output bus and put it into there. This one we don't need. This one we can just do like that. And then we want to go from the interface. Oh, missed. Into the inputs. So if we have a look in this one, it should have stone dust. And it does. Because it's pulling that stone dust directly from the interface right here. And then when we connect this one up, it should, in fact, should we do that now? There you go. So that is now in the system. See, all of that stuff has gone into our system right now. And if I just put this one back, there you go. That has started back up. We've got it in our system. They are being exported over here. And you can see we're making Shaldonite right there. Because we've got a bunch of Shaldonite in the system. And that's it. We just leave this now. And we're just going to get a load of raw Shaldonite. Now, the only problem I can see is the fact that we're only going to get Shaldonite for now. Which is not ideal. But it is what it is, right? And maybe we set everything up for a bunch of these autoclaves. We could even just set up regular autoclaves, can't we? So it looks like what we want to do is we want to crush it down, obviously, so we can get this crushed stuff. And then we want to put it through an ore washer to get purified. There's a better way of getting purified, right? Actually, it'll say it on there. Is this the one where you just drop it in a... Let's have a bucket of water. And I should be able to, if I just right-click this and right-click those, we get ourselves purified ones. And then is it just macerate that down and you got a 14% chance to get rutile. And then you use this in a centrifuge to get another 11% chance. That is going to work for me. There you go. Oh, and it's quite quick as well. I like that. Rutile. How do you spell it? Yeah. R-U-T. I didn't get any from that, which is fine because I wasn't expecting it, if I'm honest. So, Ilman. Stick that one in like that. There you go. Rutile? I didn't get any. Damn it. Fine. What I'll do is all of the ilmenite or whatever. I'm gonna put that on the macerator. And we're gonna get ourselves some rutile. So that is how we're getting rutile today. Don't ask me how I'm gonna do this. I might just leave it on rutile for a bit. It should get through the rutile. Oh, sorry, not rutile. The ilmenite, and then work on everything else. If you know what I mean. I might actually set this one to be over here. So we can put that one over here. And we can set it... Oh, okay. Didn't need to do that. Set it over here to be 1 bucket. There you go. What will happen is this over here will eventually go all the way down to nothing. And then it will just take a little while to come in every so often. And we'll just get a little boost of everything. And then this will work through all of the stuff that we've got. So we're getting loads of different, like, we're getting raw bauxite. Getting that. We're getting raw shaldonite. It's awesome. I'm going to pop the shaldonite in, actually, because I know that that is... Okay, shaldonite. That is a quest. Oh, it might be a quest. Yeah, there we go. If we have a look in the automation age... No, not that one. It was in, I think, this one right here. And that is purified shaldonite, which comes from this one over here, which is all of these bad boys. So, at some point, I should get one of each, and then I should put it through and get ourselves all of the bits for it. So, job done. Anyway, this is a lot of progress that I have made between episodes. As you could probably tell, we've got ourselves a one of these distillation towers now as well. We might need a second one, which is why I've got a little bit of space over here for it. And we're definitely going to need a second one, right? From what I heard, you need like multiple of these. I think it's looking pretty good now. I feel like we're getting a little bit like organized with this stuff, which is quite nice. It's a nice feeling, isn't it? So yeah, there we go. All of our multi-block machines are all set up as well, which is pretty good. Anyway, I am going to call it here for today. So, thank you for watching. Thanks for joining. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.